Okay, so if you're seeing this, we've just finished the 2.6 Phase 2, Part 2 of the main story quest over on Twitch at twitch.tv/LimitingGang99. That's all the shilling I've got, okay? Because I want to talk about a glaring issue I think Wuthering Waves has, and people just seem to be glancing over. Now, let it be known, I would consider myself a Kurobot. I absolutely would say myself. I love this game. It has some critiques, absolutely, which is what this is about. But the things I love about Wuthering Waves, I really love this game. The main issue I've got is people say, oh, Wuthering Waves is a story-based game. And I think that's only a half-truth. So I have some critiques about 2.6 as a whole. Now, the first one being... Actually, let's start with the positives. I like Ayuno. Thankfully I do, because it's a very Ayuno-focused story. Which was great. I wouldn't say it was a companion quest. It definitely was a main story quest, because it affected the world as a whole, and how her existence being wiped out changed people, and now it's brought back. And it introduces something called chaos. Now, here's the problem I've got, and this is why people really need to call this out. And I don't care if it's about world building, the lore geeks, whatever. They introduce so many aspects, like new keywords and buzzwords, and they just don't do anything. Now, I've taken some screenshots. Let's try and see if I can get that. So, this one here. You wish to anchor yourself as a vessel to anchor the memories, feelings, and connections with Ayuno in the chaos. First of all, after this, it doesn't explain how to anchor. It's just, we're assumed we know how to anchor already. And then, what is chaos? Don't worry about it. You just go in and rescue Ayuno. It's just not expanded it at all. It's just, go here, rescue the waifu, get ready for 2 points. It's nothing there. Now, I said this in the live stream, and I'll just regurgitate it now. They did a certain scene with Ayuno, after being swallowed by chaos, where it's a beautiful 2D animation sequence, and then a little interactivity. And honestly, the presentation was immaculate. The Wuthering Waves story always delivers on presentation, 100%. Sometimes fail. Murmur's Town comes to mind, but that was still relatively good. The problem is, those 5 minutes came about 2.5 hours later. And I'm thinking, why wasn't it just all of it? Because it summed up pretty much everything we needed to know without dilating it in dialogue and blowing it up. What's another good? Like the causal chain. What is the causal chain? Don't worry about it. We'll tell you when you need to know, kind of thing. And I felt like we needed to know what this was. It's just, call me wrong, call me crazy. Then another one here. Chaos is at a place in the usual sense. So it's a sonorosphere, right? No. But that's a different thing. I suspect that 3 years ago, the priest must have done something that defied fate, which set the course for her inevitable disappearance. If you get close to that inescapable knot in the causal chain, maybe you'll find a way in. How would me going to the causal chain location... the point I'm trying to make, getting through, of like, what do these keywords mean? What's the big buzzword mean? And it's just, don't worry about it. Just go there. Go and advance the plot along. Now, another good example. There's going to be spoilers, absolutely. So this one here. Let me show you what a better outcome looks like. Whether it's because of the void I carry or whatever else it may be, I still remember you. Your place in this world isn't over yet. A big complaint many players have is the rover. It's a big walking deus ex machina where, oh, I don't like this ending, I can change that. I'm of the opinion I don't mind that when it fits. For example, here it's been told he's the unwritten one. We know this now. He can change fate as it was because his fate isn't defied by anything, but other people's are, and it's great. The issue is, it's just, so I missed something I didn't foresee. So the unwritten one for the future isn't happy with the ending I've changed and wants to rewrite it. You trade your reason for this prophecy, but I'll anchor your existence and rewrite your ending. They don't say how, like, what the process of anchoring is, how they're going to do it. They just say, oh, we're going to do it. And here's the big spoiler. How do they anchor it? Well, he puts a bracelet on Ayuno. That's the culmination of all this big build-up to anchoring Ayuno back into reality, back into existence. Is just, I'm going to put a bracelet on as you're fading out, I guess. Yeah, here it is. So after experiencing and feeling all that, you need to rest among lunar rainbows. So that's what makes anchored become a part of you. It's not explained what lunar rainbows are. It's just go here so she can rest to become anchored. And after manifestation, it's going to be absorbed more. None of it's explained, it's just shown. Now, I'm a big believer in show, don't tell. But you need a little bit of tell, right? Too much telling is boring, too much showing is just... It leaves you in this scenario. That's what happened here. It was just too much show, not enough tell. And there's a right balance they have to strike. And it's not hitting for me. Not to say I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it. In fact, there were some really funny moments where I'm like... If I don't take this seriously... And this is the problem, okay? If I didn't take anything of what happened in this quest... It was a phenomenal quest. I'm just kind of like, okay, Rover goes in, goes, I want my wife back. Fucking runs in with a shotgun to chaos, starts blasting everywhere as AC/DC's Highway to Hell's fucking blaring out. Puts some sunglasses on, rides off on a big motorbike out into the distance, out of chaos with Ayuno on his back. It's perfect. It's the best story ever told. But I want to take it seriously because it's a big moment. Like in Phase 1, I took that so seriously because it's meant to be serious. And Phase 2's always, now you're watching solo leveling. You've seen Freerun in Phase 1, it is what it is. Let's get you to the cool hype moments that will keep you hooked, wish for the new character, blah 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 blah. And it leaves you with moments like this. Yes, we've come out of the chaos between life and death, between existence and non-existence. But how though? How have you come out of it? Oh, you put a bracelet on her. Cool. What's the significance? It's not explained, it's not shown, and it's just there. And people will look at this and go, this is the best story ever told, 9.5 out of 10. Nothing fucking happened. And if it did happen, it wasn't explained, it was just there. It's like, okay, this thing happened, we know you're smart, right? You know what happened, come on. And they do this thing of like, we'll introduce keywords and we'll explain it later on. What fucking good's later on? I need it now. And they do this every single time with the story, and it aggravates me to no fucking end. Because it's always really high up here, like this is really great. They would drag it down with just, but we really need you to see how overpowered the Rover is. I already know how overpowered the Rover is. We keep seeing it. I just want to see meaningful story options matter in the game. I don't care about the illusion of choice of like, there's one scene, go down the foretold path or ignore the prophesized path. If you ignore it, you just go right back to follow the fucking foretold path. There's no consequences, it's the illusion of choice. I'm a firm believer in gacha games are free, so the story has to be what really hooks you in and makes you care about characters. And Wuthering Waves does this great thing of, hey, we're really invested in the characters now, we know you love them. Let's go ruin all of that with Phase 2. And it happens every single fucking time. This isn't a rant about the endgame modes. I think the endgame modes are more or less great if you ignore Whimpering Wastes. That's a topic for another video. We get cool moments like this with Ayuno. But it's just Ayuno because we expect, okay, you built this big bond with Ayuno because you've had a whole companion quest stuck inside a main story quest. And I don't feel like anything really happened. Or we brought Ayuno back into existence. Okay, that was a thing that happened. But, and that's the thing, it just happened. There was no long-term explanations or ramifications, it's just, yeah, you brought her back now. Oh, people have forgot about the original Ayuno or her in the past, so she needs to form new memories with them. Okay. But she says, with my charming personality, that's going to happen anyway. So, I'm just frustrated because people keep glazing it. I myself am guilty of this. I glazed the ever-loving fuck out of the earlier ones. But now I've recognized the pattern. I can't unsee it. And hopefully they step it up for the end. Because I know for a fact it's building up to a big endgame Avengers Infinity War sequence of everyone comes back together to defeat the Frenodian once and for all. Even though they can't die, but we're going to kill it anyway because John Aura Farmer over here just fucking goes nutso. Ugh. I know this feels like a rant, and it's a very well-deserved rant. It's not a crash out. It's just, expressing my concerns and frustrations with what could be a really great game, because I fucking love this game. Okay, I had a great discussion with a chatter, White Knight. I'm sure they can back it up. They dislike this game, I'm pretty sure. Judging from what they've said, they dislike this game. And I like it. And it's that common middle ground of we need to find that middle ground. And that's where we need to work up and work outwards. So everybody can like the game. Because some people dislike the Rover being this absolute god amongst men, the unwritten one, fate can't define him. And others go, I just want to see him, you know, gather wives and cool combat. Wuthering Waves is so close to being this nearly perfect gacha game. Or just nearly perfect game. And they keep fumbling some of the most easiest W's I can think of. It truly feels like they have two writing teams. One for Phase 1, one for Phase 2. And I need Phase 2 to step the fuck up. Because you are letting the side down. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. You might think differently. Let me know what you think down in the comments. You agree, disagree. Let's open a discussion so we can talk about these things. Because that's the only way games like this can get better. Guerrilla Games have shown that they are willing to listen. And they are willing to improve the game for us, the players. But we can't do that if we say, no, game's fine. Everything's great. Love it. No complaints. Because we all have complaints. Anyway. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like this, I'm down to do more kind of unfiltered reviews like this. I think it's really important that people don't... Obviously, scripted reviews are nice. And you can get more well thought out points. And you can leave out recency bias. You can go back, review footage. I did the same for 2.6 Phase 1. But I also like this because you get the raw emotion. And people are really honest. And that's what I like. And it also leads to me going further down the line. You know what? I was wrong. I apologize. I retract what I said. My criticisms were a bit overinflated, over-exaggerated. Except I don't feel like they are in this case. That being said, I've yapped long enough. Hopefully you enjoyed. See y'all in the next one. And, like always, stay refreshing.